good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is, where you are. Welcome to day number 6 of our October 1 through 31 Take Back Your Life, Take Back Your Health, Reverse Sickness series. I'm so grateful that we were able to make it through one, two, three, four, five, and now today is day 6, and we are still here. Our theme for the month, our word for the month is discipline. Discipline and exceeding. We will exceed our expectations by using discipline. The reason that I could have taken a Sunday off, but I have no days off. The reason that I'm doing this is because with discipline, you can't have any days off. You can't give yourself a day off when you are practicing discipline because the day you take off is the day you start a downward spiral. What we want to do is not give ourselves any inches, not give ourselves any days off, not give ourselves any holidays or any excuses for not practicing discipline in our lives. And in most cases, we're talking about eating. Many of us are eating ourselves into an early grave, and we know it. We know that certain foods trigger certain diseases in our family line. And we say, well, Grandma had it, Uncle Gene had it, everybody had it, we all have it. But that's because Grandma, Uncle Gene, and everybody ate the same way, did the same things, drank the same stuff, partied the same way, behaved the same way, lived the same way, and fostered the same environments in their lives. And therefore, they all probably had the same kind of results. So we want to change that. We want to change that through discipline. That means that just because it's Sunday, just because it's a weekend, we don't say, oh, I can have an extra piece of cake. I can have, I can go ahead and eat what I want because it's that one day. Now, I know that at certain points in your health and at certain points in your life, you can do things like that, but not 1 through 31. 1 through 31, we're going to do discipline. So even if you're out to dinner, even if it's your celebration, even if it's your birthday, you can have something, but you will remember that you are practicing discipline. So if you have one piece of bread, you will not go for that second piece. If you have one dessert, it's going to be the least caloric, the least fatty, the least weighty dessert, and you won't have to eat all of it. I'm just saying, practice discipline and everything that we do. If it's not food for you, if it's not health for you, maybe it's exercise. Maybe today's your leisure day. Maybe you're just feeling like, hey, I'm not going to hit the gym today, but you should be moving. You should be walking. You should be moving your arms and your legs. Even if you're sitting watching TV, you should be moving your legs. You should be keeping your body from getting stiff. That's called discipline. Remembering why you are doing what you're doing because you don't want to have a disease, because you don't want this to get worse, because you don't want to be in pain, because you don't want your life to be governed by your own lack of discipline. That's why we do what we do. And so here I am on Sunday, all dressed up in my Sunday best, heading to my favorite place, Full Effect Church, where I go to worship and give God his glory. But now today is a special day for me. It is my appreciation day. So they're cooking all kinds of food. They're making cakes. They're doing what they do to celebrate my life. And I'm so grateful. But I'm remembering that I am practicing discipline even though it's my celebration. And I'm not going to bring a downer on everyone else. I'm just going to be careful what I do because I am the one who had rheumatoid arthritis. I'm the one who had Marcus for lupus. I'm the one whose A1C went over the diabetic range. And because of discipline, those numbers are gone. And so that's the reason that I do what I do. You have your reason. And whatever your reason is, you might want to spend time with your grandchildren. You might want to chase that 3-year-old around the room. You might want to walk holding hands with that 1-year-old who's just starting to walk, like my orbs. You might want to not feel pain when you're bending down. You might want to not feel pain going up and down stairs, getting in and out of the bed. Whatever your why is, remember in order to get there, it's going to take discipline. That means to remind yourself every day. The Bible puts it in words like this: put a knife to your throat. That means when you sit before great men, when you sit at that table, put a knife to your throat. Remember, tomorrow is coming, and what you do today is always reflected in your tomorrow. You want to be proud that you sat down in front of a great meal and you didn't have three. You want to be proud that you sat down in front of a great meal and you didn't overeat. You didn't leave the place feeling overstuffed and tired and lethargic because you overate. You want to pat yourself on the back, not for others to see, not for others to applaud, but because this week you're able to fit in those jeans a little better than you did last week, or because this week you're able to move your hands and your legs without feeling pain, or because this week you did something you did not think you could do. You didn't think you could pass up that ice cream. You didn't think you could pass up that cake, but you did. And so today gives you reason for applause tomorrow. So I just wanted to pop in and remind you guys that we are still practicing discipline over our mouths. We are careful about what we say to one another. Discipline over how our environment is shaped. We're going to be careful of the words that come out of our mouths. No negativity. We're not even going to entertain it. When someone comes around and they decide to start a conversation or ease into a conversation that brings negativity in your environment, remember, discipline walks away. Discipline just does not indulge. Discipline doesn't let it go on. So we must practice discipline. We want to make sure that when people leave our presence, they were happy that they were there. We want to make sure we say something kind to every single person in our space. We want to make sure that on our way to church, we don't forget those who need a hug, those who need to feel the love of Jesus. We want to make sure that we practice discipline and remember the Great Commission. We want to make sure that we don't go from day to day and forget about Jesus. We want to tell people about Jesus. It is because of him that we live, we move, and we have our being. And in him, that is the reason we exist. That is the reason we have discipline. That is the reason we're able to speak to one another. So let us make sure that we remember, as kingdom citizens, we have one job, and that is to tell people about Jesus. The night cometh when no man can work. So we all want to make sure that we put these things in order. Practicing discipline means that we start off our day with an intention. We don't just wake up in the morning and just see what the day will bring us. We are intentional. That means the night before we plan what we're going to do in the morning, what we're going to do for breakfast, what we're going to eat for lunch, what we're going to eat for dinner, what we're not going to do today, what we're not going to allow today. You know, the Bible says, whatsoever you allow on earth is allowed in heaven. Whatsoever you disallow on earth is disallowed in heaven. So let's make sure that we are in alignment with heaven today. And let's make sure that we practice discipline in every area of our lives. Even if we're cut off on the highway, let's make sure that we think before we speak. Let's make sure that if someone says something to us that rubs us the wrong way, that we control our own emotions and not go left automatically, not pull out that sword and cut somebody's ear off and then have to be rebuked. Let's not have that kind of day today. Let's have a wonderful day on purpose. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, and let's practice discipline. Remember, today is the day that Full Effect Gospel Ministries will celebrate me, the First Lady of Full Effect, and at 6 p.m., it will be so nice to see you there. I sure hope you can make it. Thank you all for your support yesterday on the Healing Truth 5th anniversary. And those of you who are going to come today, thank you so much for your love, for your kindness. You help me do what I do for you. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Broken, rebuild. Truth is revealed. Sisters that pray, sisters that stay. We used to be broken, now we're rebuilding. The truth is revealing. This is my healing. We used to be broken, now we're rebuilding. The truth is revealing. This is rebuild. Truth is revealed. Sisters that pray, sisters